Alright, fuckers and fuckheads. Now, a mistake that I see a lot of guys make, and I've made it myself a few times. This is not one of those times. So I've noticed these when I was in this engine before, but a lot of guys will put these old style, these aren't the old style. Everybody put on the Allen heads back in the day, and people will be trying to do a period special and they'll go to put on Allen heads. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. I hate that shit. Not only did this guy not use the right Allen heads, he fucking put standard ones in here. Maybe you know how to get around that. I bet you I don't even have a fucking... I broke that other one. Let me see if I still got it. Yeah, I still got one. Give you an idea what happened to that one. That's why I call it broke. Anyway, like I said, yeah, I've noticed when I was in this engine before, the guy had used the wrong style of Allen heads for this era. I've had this entire other side of this engine apart. I've had this side apart, polished this cover up a little bit, but checked everything out in there. That's how I know I got to replace that stupid fucking washer in the kickstart mechanism yet. But since today is one of them days when I got a little extra time on my hands, I'm waiting on shit for other bikes and really not feeling that good anyway, so I'm just going to sit here and do some good shit, some easy shit. Because unlike Democratic Party members, Constitutional Party members, which would be me, and Republican Party members believe in fucking working. And most of us have to work for a living because all that entitlement shit doesn't fucking work for us. Yeah, okay. Anyway, see, these tops on these are smooth edged. That's not what we ran. Smooth edge didn't come around until the late 80s. I should mention too that these are really cheap. Not only smooth edge, they're not hardened. In fact, they're not even, I don't even think they're stainless. I'll tell you in a second. No, these are just cheap fucking steel. They're not even stainless. If they were stainless, that wouldn't have just stuck to my magnet bowl. But the right ones, and I bought the stainless one, the hard stainless ones. See, there's little grooves in these sides here. Now that's what was really around back in the 70s, late 70s, when these things were around. I mean, this engine's a 70, but you know, usually by the time that people got pissed off with them Phillips bolts, them Phillips head screws, well, actually they were Phillips head bolts, machine screws. It was, you know, late 70s, early 80s, because they tore them up by then and it was getting irritating to get them in and out with a screwdriver, and well, everybody put these in. Well, prior to about 82, 82 that I know of, and Dennis says about 85 is the first time he started seeing those smooth-edged ones. These rough edges, it was the method of making them that caused the rough around there. And it's actually a bunch of little grooves, and what happens, I used to have one of them thread cutter machines that did that same thing. I'll pull another one out here. But what happens is when you make these, this gets punched in, and then your thread cutter machine grabs this, and it creates those etches, those lines. It grabs that hard, and then your thread cutter comes down, your die comes down on the machine and cuts that. I don't know no other way to explain that without digging through my damn warehouse and seeing, do I still got that fucking machine out there? It was one hell of a thread cutter. It wasn't just some lathe, it was made just for cutting threads. But when you're doing a period special like this, which is what I call these, I mean, I'm not doing restorations. I do not do restorations. I mean, I restore these, but I restore them to the way we really ran them, you know. I mean, you guys have seen in my other videos, I'll do Muzzy exhausts, I'll do Kirkers, I'll do, you know, hooker headers on some. It's according to what I saw the most of when they were really around. Or, you know, if it's a bike that I'm not familiar with, I was too young or something, I'll look up what parts were available 2 to 3 years before and 5 years after that model expired. And I get down this picky, I get down to the bolts. And a lot of times when you're at a cycle show, I've actually seen, and I've been dinged for it, on that 52 Vincent that I've got, that half Black Shadow and half Lightning. I got dinged for bolts on that because I had the incorrect bolts in it. You know, I thought it was cool as hell. Oh man, I'm gonna put square bolts all in this motherfucker. Hell yeah! And then I got dinged at the show because that's not what anyone really ran. God damn, you gotta love these. By the way, these bolts this time for the SL350s, they come from Rusty Riders LLC. 203 Mount Vernon Road, Newark, Ohio. And they're one of the better companies. They're the first ones that I've ever seen that gets the SLs right. I've seen a lot of companies that get the CBs and CLs right, and they always get the SLs all fucked up. And they're first company in a long time. I mean, Fastenal, I have to special order to get the Allen heads for this era of engine. I mean, on a new engine, it doesn't matter. Fuck it, use smooth edges. Nobody's going to know the difference because, you know, none of these kids give a shit on these newer, you know, 90s and newer bikes. You know, they used what was around, just like we used what was around when I was, you know, a kid. And smooth ones have been around, like I say, since 82. Dennis thinks since 85. But again, be careful. Make sure that when you're buying your bolts, you pick a company that you're either getting a really good grade of stainless steel like I am here, or you're getting really good hardened bolts. Because that's what we really ran back then. All these new, you know, I have to fight with Fastenal every now and then because they'll send me non-hardened bolts when I need hardened. Those Acorn studs that I got for the exhaust on the CL350 that I'm working on, they sent me non-hardened bolts for the exhaust, and I specifically ordered exhaust studs. So I had to give them shit about that. But, you know, I mean, maybe I wasn't specific enough when I ordered them, but I did get the right ones eventually, and I got the right Acorns too. Anyway, I just figured I'd mention that when you're doing period specials, you're trying to make them like we really ran them, you know, and you're doing things like replacing the Phillips with Allen heads. Use what was really available back then. Don't settle on these smooth ones, and if you're doing a really super old one before the Allen heads even came out, use what people normally switch to. Most people back then were switching to hex heads or something, but anyway, y'all get the idea. Holler at y'all fuckers and fuckheads later.